All these years, I've been deliberately putting away Kafka's work, and now I know why. Hi everyone, this is Aditya, and I'm really excited to tell you about what I'm reading right now, which is The Trial by none other than Franz Kafka. The book is essentially an existential story talking about meaning, or rather, the meaningfulness of freedom and individualism in an authoritarian society. Kafka writes all this in such a unique way, an absurd way, that I was literally drooling through it. We've all come across certain kind of stories where at some point of time we feel so frustrated by the fact that the protagonist of the story could have easily averted certain kind of complex situations that he is stuck in just by explaining himself to the right people at the right point of time, which, by the way, is not the case with this book. Here, even after the protagonist explains himself completely to the people around him, it is the reception, or rather the reaction of the people, that keeps you all so baffled. It's so bizarre, it's so absurd that it is also beautifully addictive. Everything is very confusing in the novel, not because the storytelling is non-linear, but because I suppose it was a conscious decision to leave us all in the feeling of strandedness. We are so cleverly lured into the story with the very first line, suggesting that the protagonist of the story is in some kind of trouble because of something he might have done or is believed to have done. And that is why we are bound to think about the what and the why of the story. But here's the catch: the what and the why aren't even the main focus of the story. The book is divided into the chapters of various incidents that happen in the life of our protagonist, and each incident gives us some insight about the society that he lives in. But every chapter leaves us with more questions than answers. And as we dwell deeper into the story, we begin to question our own reality rather than the reality that exists in the book. Some might argue that most of the characters introduced into the story are incompletely portrayed. But maybe the author wants us to know that this is not their story, that this is not even his story, that this is our own story, that we have been looking at the wrong things all along, that maybe it's not the people we meet, it's the lesson they leave behind that's important. That sometimes everything that has been happening in our life might feel absolutely pointless, but maybe we need to look beneath the surface of it all. That everyone around us might be conveniently making us turn a blind eye towards the things that actually matter. That we need to dig deeper and start asking questions, the right questions to the right people while there is still time.